Welcome back to Board Games Daddy. So finally I received the Commander Masters Commander decks, all four. So in the next four videos I'm going to unbox these puppies. You are going to see a Planeswalker Party, Enduring Enchantress, the Eldrazian Bound deck, and the one that I'm super excited, the most excited for, will be the Sliver Swarm. So stay tuned. Enduring Enchantments, the last from the four Commander Masters Commander decks. This one is focused on enchantments, which is also something unique to see, and let's see how it works. Always be enchanting. Take your commander game to the next level with these high power decks. Spellbind opponents with non-stop deluge of enchantments and enchantment fueled cards. When your enchantments take a dive, use Anikthea, which I guess is her, and to bring them back from the underworld and deliver an undying coup de grace. Anikthea Ends of Erebos. So this is from Terrors, right? Underworld, etc. Taken from the Underworld of Terrors, there it is. Monster Slayer Anikthea. Sounds Greek. Found herself locked in endless combat as a bid to win her freedom, but the battles eventually took their toll on the warrior, leading to a new bargain with the God of Death. Her limited return to the surface would in times of great need. Let's go inside Enduring Enchantments. And the secret sentence is... It opens this side. The secret sentence is enchanting to beat you. Oh, I'm so scared, mommy. Okay. Now everything comes inside this small box. So this is becoming pretty useless. Don't forget to take the tokens. This comes out as well here. But I guess they could start selling these things, just a small pack. I think the eyes also buy, right? So when you see on the store, on the shelf, something like this, it's much more interesting than just that. But when you order online and you think of the planet and the paper that you consume, maybe. I'm just now realizing that they're all white except the Eldrazi, which is in color, but white is very well represented on these decks. It's on all of them. It's the only color I think it's on them. So this box is amazing, holds card sleeved, and these decks came with these sample packs, which I'm going to open as well. Why not? And see the Jeweled Lotus that I'm going to wow, Rise of Eldrazi, not the Jeweled Lotus, but I have a Rise of Eldrazi extended art. We've seen that on the Eldrazi deck, so cool. Maybe I save some euros. And then Stormkill Artists. Stormkill Artists, also extended art, so yeah. Cool. Life counter, wrap, reference guide, and rules, which you probably already know the rules of to play Commander, the strategy of the deck, but I'm going to spend a little while to get to know more about Anikthea and of Erebos. Wow, these decks are becoming bigger and bigger. First they were just like this, and now it's the whole testament here. When Anikthea walked among the living, she was ambitious monster slayer, whose thirst thirst for greater prey never seemed to wane. She served on the Council of Warriors and was groomed by the councilors, veterans, and advisors to lead the police of Setesta. As part of her mission, and to prove her mettle to her fellow warriors, she set out to slay Sirkis, a witch living in the Spirit Lands, who had cursed in the fields of Destiny with blight. Okay, bad girl. Their fight was legendary and decisive. Anikthea claimed the witch had to prove her success, but unbeknownst to her, the witch had been working in service with Erebos, who saw Anikthea's deed and, before she could return triumphant to Karametra, stole her way to Agonas, dragging her down through the mouth of Circus as she slept. Wow, it's like a Greek tragedy. In the underworld, Erebus pitted the champions one after the other against Anikthea, allowing the rest between bouts as punishment for her crimes against him, but she refused to fall. Erebus entertained, came before Anikthea and offered the warrior a deal: fight her way to the surface and win her freedom. Anikthea obliged. She cut a swath through the underworld, leaving a trail of monsters that remains to this day, known as the Wall of Anikthea. For what would be 5 days and 5 nights on the surface, she fought all manner of terrible beasts. Over time, her desperation to get home waned. Each monster was a greater opponent than any she had encountered in life. As she slew them, she saw in their cursed eyes the same desperation that burned in her. Reach the surface. The surface, be free. Only their desire was to free themselves to consume her home, not to return to the blissful life. One by one, Anikthea slew Erebus beasts, and once she stood before the gate to the surface, she called upon Erebus to offer him a deal. She would serve Erebus as long as she could return home to protect her people when they needed her most. Now she eternally quells the riots of the seas orders in the underworld, granted partially divinity by Erebus to help her accomplish her mission. Alone, Anikthea serves Setessa from the shadows, battling the greatest foes that the mortals could never offer her, to protect the mortal worm from the monster that lurks below the surface. Wow, interesting story here. So I was reading it and not skipping because I was truly interested. And so this is a legendary uh, woman that has done a partnership with the God of Wonderworld. So looks promising. I don't know how she got connected with enchantments, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But the story was quite interesting. So she went in and she went out, and when she was at the door, she said, "Maybe if I leave now, this won't be good for me. So let's make a deal with the bad guy here and have a interesting business for the future." And now she becomes a superhero that only comes when there is danger. Okay, that's what I read. So she's a demigod. Cool. Anikthea, Hand of Erebos for 4. 5 mana, Manus. Okay, other enchantments creatures you control. Enchantment creatures? Oh, she's an enchantment creature. What the hell is an enchantment creature? What the hell is an enchantment creature? I remember enchantments that became creatures, but enchantment creatures, that's the first time I'm seeing. I'm sorry. And I'm still struggling to understand the logic. You are either an enchantment, some magic in the air, right? Or you are a creature. How come you are an enchantment creature? That's super strange. Whenever Anikthea enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to one target non-aura enchantment cards from your graveyard. So the other enchantments should be auras now. Create a token that is a copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 zombie with addition to other types. So I just exile the guys from the graveyard, which are the friends that she's fighting, and then I have zombies here helping with madness. Now she's the one with madness. No, others also have madness. Okay, so it seems like quite a bit weak. Um, mm, Quite a bit weak. And what about Narcy here, the human bard? So she has lifelink. Whenever you sacrifice an enchantment, you draw a card. Whenever the final chapter ability of the saga you control resolves, each opponent loses X, you gain X. X is a saga manual. Okay, so only here I'm seeing that this is going to be filled of sagas that can become creatures and can be exiled and can be sacrificed and whatever. So whenever you sacrifice an enchantment, so when a saga gets to the end, it's not a sacrifice, right? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. So typically I don't stop on many cards just to show what's the content, but I'm going to stop a bit here to understand the engine of this game. Okay, so sacrifice after 3. So indeed, the I've never played with Saga, so I was not really understanding how this works. So a Saga is a sacrifice in the end. So whenever you sacrifice, whenever a Saga ends, draw. Whenever final chapter, draw. Okay, so this one looks good. This one looks good. The Fable Singer. Okay, look at the artwork here. That's Sigarda against the demon there. Is it Sigarda? Avacyn? Avacyn. Avacyn, yeah, that's Avacyn. Wow, creates. Wow, so these enchantments bring the big guns, right? On the third turn, creates a 8/8 angel, invisible, indestructible. Okay, and then you exile things. I have crap. You have the good guys. I exile many of your things, and then after everything is exiled, Avacyn is in. Cool. Boon of the Spirit Realm. Constellation. Whenever Boon of the Spirit Realm or enchantment is the battlefield under your control, put a blessing. Creatures get one up for each blessing. Okay. So it's a +1/+1 or more. Your creatures, whenever enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a token that's a copy of it. Okay. Duplicates enchantments. Cacophony Unleashed. That's a hand. Destroy all non-enchantment creatures. Woo! Board wipe here. Whenever the battlefield under your control, until the cacophony becomes a left. And then if you continue the party, 6/6 creatures with Death Touch. Draw. Demon of Fate design. But this seems like be very high cost card, so once during each of your turns, you may you may cast an enchantment spell by paying life equal to okay. So they come for free. Sacrifice another enchantment. Demon of Fate designs gets +6 until the other okay. Yes, trample. But then once during each of your turns, you may cast an enchantment spell by paying life. Once during each, but how? Each of your turns? I don't understand this. Once during your turn? What turns? Each of your turns? Each? I just have one turn. Enchanted creature, composer of spring. There's another bard. The bards that tell the stories of the sagas. So mana and creature enchantments you control. Okay. Wow. 12, but the spell costs X less to cast where the X is total mana of value of non-creature enchantments. Non-creature enchantments in an enchantment deck. This guy is coming fast. Sacrificing enchantment becomes indestructible. Big beasts. So not only the Eldrazi have big beasts apparently. Archon of the Sun's Grace. Well, whenever another enchantment creates a token, okay. Felida Retreat. Why is it flying? No, it's not flying, it's standing there. Okay, put cats. Heliod. That's an enchantment creature as well, Heliod. So these Greek sets created this enchantment creature thing. Maza Enchantress. Sigil of the Emperor Throne. Whenever cast an enchantment, 4/4 Angel Wings. Flying. Okay, so lots of Terrace cards. Cunning Rhetoric. Doomwake Giant. Dread Orb Invasion. There's the Rebels. Okay. There's the Rebels. Very similar to that guy here, but clearly not the same. Sorry, let me just. Yeah, demon here. But this is a god, the god of the underworld. A Rebels, bleak-hearted. I'm just admiring the artwork here. So he has some kind of, looks like a sword, but then it's, you see, it's like a whip going around him. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to black is less than 5, Erebos isn't a creature. Whenever another creature you control dies, if you pay 2 life, you may pay 2 life. If I do, I draw a card, sacrifice a creature, target creature gets that. Okay, it's a bit weak in a sense of mana cost and power and defense. For a god card, right? Abundance, a Rasta of the Endless Web. Treat of Illusion Roar. Herald of the Pantheon, another saga. So not that many sagas in this. That's the second saga we've seen, right? Sandworm Convergence. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers. At the beginning, create a worm. That's cool. So they need to be generating creatures from somewhere. Another saga. Oh, there's a planeswalker as well. Calyx, Destiny's Hand. Mirror, another one. No, this is a creature. Enchantment creature as well. Okay, these look like ghost things. These enchantment creatures. They're like ethereal beings. And when they appear, they just affect the area, like an enchantment. Another saga. Love Song of Night and Day. Omen of the Sun. That doggy. Eldest Reborn. Saga. Steve, Farseer. Raccoon. Omen of the Hunt. Enchantment. Another saga. Nixon. Okay. And we're getting to the final thing. Yes. The lands. So the lands are from. Do we recognize these lands? Oh, so Greek columns. This should be terrace. Some fields. Okay, so the swamp also has Greek columns, so these are probably based on terra lands. And the tokens for this deck. Check them. Check the tokens, and we have Spider, Zombie Army, Cleric, Cat Beast, and Angel. Pegasus. Oh, there's Avacyn. Wow. What a token, right? Birdie, the plastic Anikthea. And copies of enchantments. Elf Warrior, Worm. And there we go. I hope you are enchanted with Enduring Enchantments deck. If so, leave a like, subscribe. Please help the channel to grow. I invite you to, if you're into Magic, then I invite you to check my channel. All the content there. Also follow for the future content. And if you like card games and board games in general, then I've been putting some material there that I think you will appreciate. Thank you very much, and let's wait for the next magic or next thing that I'm going to share. Thank you. Goodbye.